Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff, carry it around the room. Welcome to the stage, Niall Baxter. Oh, the problem I have immediately is 80s Luke. That was my entire set. So I'm just gonna have to wing this. Yeah. So I'm Niall. I'm from Carlisle, and I am a. No, I'm a. No. I'm a Libra. No, how I like to break the ice with people is I let them know that I've got webbed toes. There we go. It's out. It's out there now. Anyone else? Anyone else? You got webbed toes as well, mate? Nice. I'll see you after. Yeah. Okay. I think there's OnlyFans market for just some like web toes, scissoring, get a bit of money. Yeah. And obviously, people when they find out I've got web toes, a lot of them ask the same question. Any guesses? Am I a good swimmer? Well, I am actually legally not allowed to compete in Olympic swimming events because I am fat and didn't qualify. I don't know what the rules are regarding web toes in the Olympics. I assume at an elite level it might have an effect, but for me they're only on one foot, so I just go in circles. You know, it's like sharing a kayak with a dwarf. I found out recently as well that web toes, abnormalities like web toes means that there's probably been some like incest in the family tree, or at least that's what my sexy mum told me. I'm going to move on from incest and toes now. New material night. I was actually in the news today, in BBC News, because there was 825 Ofcom complaints about the Brit Awards, about Charlie XCX and Sabrina Carpenter. So 725 of the complaints were saying that the performance was too raunchy and sexual, and the other 100 complaints was from me complaining that they weren't sucking on my balls. I wrote that today on company time. Thank you. And as I say, new material night, I'm just going to refer to the old notepad because new shit. In fact, no, it's, new shit for you guys, but I've been getting chastised online recently by targeted adverts. As you can see, Follically Challenged, I can see a few others out here today. And I've been getting abused online by none other than Danny from McFly. And he's doing these adverts for a hair thinning product that stops your hair from thinning. Basically, these adverts, it's just him explaining that he'd sooner kill himself than be bald. It's very, very strange. And what happens is that, as a representative of the bald community, I'd just like to dispute a lot of the things that he said in these adverts. He's obviously, I think some of you might know, he's in the news a bit lately. He's been a bit of a bad boy, but I'll get to that in a bit. So first off, in this advert, he says, "I don't want to be a bald rock star." And I'll say, well, you can't be a bald rock star, Danny, because you're in McFly, for starters. He goes, "I perform in front of thousands of fans. Confidence is everything. Thinning hair was not an option," which was probably the least confident thing a man has ever said. Very weirdly, he says, "I'm happy that my little boy is growing up in a world that is more accepting of this, more accepting of not being bald." I don't understand. What if his son ends up like receding at a young age, and he goes up to his mum, just like, "Does Daddy love me?" And she's just like, "Get away from me, you bald little freak." So this is the part where, like, I've done this in the past, and the thing is, he has been a bit of a national treasure, and I sometimes see people in the audience, "Leave Danny alone, you twat," which is fair enough, but he's obviously been doing the old adultery recently. He snogged some lass at the Brits. Because what's annoying is I'd tweaked my set to appease the people that didn't like me slagging off Danny from McFly, but I was saying, I actually think, just for jokes, You know, he seems a nice fellow. What's happened is a company have approached him and said, we will pay you money to advertise this product, and he's done it. I'd do the same. I would sell cigarettes to children. I don't give a fuck. So that's where I say I've got no hard feelings about Danny from McFly. We're moving on, but then obviously he's done this today, so I'm gonna have to fucking work on it again. Cheers, Danny. He says, I know this is dodgy. This reading off a thing, but I think you'll get over it. It's only what, £3? Okay, get in. He says at one point, he goes, I've seen mates go through thinning hair and they won't admit that it's affecting them. It's like they don't care, mate. They don't have your insecurities. They don't give a shit. And this means that he's sat at the pub with his friends. His friends sat there. They're having a drink and his friend's like, oh yeah, and the rent's gone up and it's the worst time because overtime stopped at work. And little Lucy, it's diabetes. And then it turns out the bad news about my dad is dementia. And Danny's there just like, yeah, and your hair's thinning, mate. Whilst I've got your attention, though, I'm going to move on from Danny from McFly. Like I said, just a bit of a joke, but this is a hill I will die on, and this is another bit controversial. He's a bit of a national treasure, but I really don't like David Attenborough, and I won't call him sir. Gasps, always gasps. Always gasps. But if you could just bear with me, you could just bear with me. At the end of his documentaries now, he's stood in front of the fucking ice caps melting and he goes, it's not too late for us to do something about climate change. What do you mean, us? You've got the carbon footprint of a small country, been flying around the world for 80 years, wanking off animals. And you're saying, I'll get on a fucking Ryanair flight with 200 other mugs. You're fucking private jetting off to every fucking arse end of the world. And we need to save our planet. You've fucking done the damage. No, it's a bit of a hot topic at the moment, is assisted dying, of whether they should... I think they should bring assisted dying in, but you'll have to vote for who. Do you know when you commute... Does anyone commute to work here? Do you know when you're commuting to work, and like if you're getting the same trip every single time, and you're starting to recognise people on the tram, on the bus, and you get to the point where you don't know this person's name, you don't know what they do, but you may get to like a bit of a nod as you see them. David Attenborough does that with Taylor Swift when they fly past each other. Right, I'm going to get the book out again. Is that okay? Is that loud? Vicky, is that loud? Thank you. Here we go. I've just moved to Stockport. Yeah, I'm a feminist. I've moved into my girlfriend's house. She's the breadwinner. I'm the trophy husband. It's great. She's like fucking, I'll take you to your fucking comedy show, you fucking idiot. World Book Day today. We sent off our little boy, Baxter, today. We sent him to World Book Day. He's dressed it up nice and sharp in his suit, did his hair up and stuff like that. It's his favourite character from, forget his name, but it's from Mein Kampf. Yeah, he got, he did get sent back. I don't know why I closed this. There was more. So obviously David Attenborough, a bit of a controversial topic, and I've slightly more other controversial opinions, one of which is I actually don't think they should ban conversion therapy. But I actually think it should be free on the NHS, like reverse conversion therapy to incels to turn them gay. So if like you give them all conversion therapy, they go from incels to being gay and they can bum each other and they'll be happy. And they'll get off the internet. I think it was Plato who said, you can't be glum with a bum full of cum. I'm done.